Today we're continuing our discussion about batching. So the beauty of social media is that it's ever-changing and spontaneous. The downfall of social media is that it's ever-changing and spontaneous, meaning you need to engage with your audience regularly and be creative, all while making sure you are paying the bills, meeting customers, sending out emails, creating product, working shows, and so on. If you're not careful, social media will take over and seem like an endless chore.
And that's not good.
Nope.
So as we mentioned in our previous video, batching is a great way to help combat the social media onslaught of posting. When done correctly, it'll actually free up your time so you can concentrate on other important parts of your business.
Exactly.
It'll take some upfront planning, but will pay off with hopefully more time for you and more leads and engagement with your customers.
Exactly. So let's talk a few tips.
Okay.
Tip number 1, strategize. Determine what types of content categories you want to share and then fill those categories. Think of them as different buckets.
Right.
Got your educational material, such as articles written by experts in the industry. Got your fun and humorous memes or pictures and quotes that you can use for engaging your audience. And also you have your advertising and your selling posts to promote your products. Once you've determined your categories, it's much easier to write the content or find content to include when it's then instead of already starting from scratch. You already have an idea of what categories you need to work from, and you can go from there. A good mix of this content will keep your audience engaged and coming back for more.
I like the bucket analogy. That's a good way to think about it. So tip number 2 is to make a schedule and stick to it. This one is definitely easier said than done, but it sure does make a difference.
All aspects of our life.
Oh, yeah. Take the time to schedule a day for your content creation. I've read many blogs from social media experts, and they all recommend batching your content and taking 2 to 3 hours or more to write at least 2 weeks of content. Some suggest up to 4 weeks of content in one day. Ooh, adventurous. Now that's a lot of content, but once you get into the groove, it's easier to write as many as you can or accumulate as many articles as you can all at once, instead of trying to do it each day. Groundhog Day was a fun movie, but it's no fun reliving the same social media task over and over again. Womp womp. Also, one of the great things about social media is the spontaneous nature of it and the on-the-spot engagement. Make sure that you remember that even though a great deal of your content is batched ahead of time, you will still have to engage directly with your audience to boost the conversation. Keep that in mind when on vacation, at a customer's office, or working with partners. Quick selfies or behind-the-scenes pics make for a great and easy content to coordinate with your batched content. That's so true. With practice, you'll get faster at this, and before you know it, you'll have collected your content for an entire month, which leads us to tip number 3.
Tip number 3 is develop a system or a process and stick to it. Again, easier said than done, but this step will keep you on track more than any other.
Agreed.
Start by creating a place to house all those interesting articles you'd like to share. As you find them, store them in a folder on your desktop, in a Google Doc, or in apps such as Pocket or Wunderlust, or there's even Instapaper or Evernote Clearly. These are all great apps. Just find one that works for you. Some are free, like Pocket, and others might cost a few bucks. When it's your batching day, go to your list of articles you've compiled, and there you have a wealth of social media fodder at your fingertips. Next, write your posts for Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Snapchat. Okay, I know the last 2 are more pictures than posts, but don't forget them from your social media list. As we've mentioned before, you do not want to have the exact same post, word for word, on every platform. Vary it a bit depending on the audience and the platform. In each step, you are sharing articles you found as well as writing original content based on your categories. So once you've created your content for the next 2 weeks, or even 4 if you're adventurous, schedule it through Hootsuite, Buffer, or Edgar. And relax. You've just batched your social media content for the next few weeks.
Woohoo!
Bravo.
And there you have it. Tips for batching your social media content. We hope you will use these tips to make your social media postings much less tedious. They should be fun, and following these tips will help you make the leap from dread to satisfaction.
Exactly. It can almost be overwhelming at times.
Agreed. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss a thing.
That's right.
Also, you can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn, and Snapchat. And yes, do both our posts.
And join us next week as we talk about scheduling.
Yay.
Thanks. See you soon.
Bye.